Dude, so this is crazy.
Yeah, we got a winter storm here in Cajun country, which is very unusual for us.
Yeah, I mean, it started about 11 o'clock last night, and they said that it hasn't been this type of weather pattern for over 35 years in this area.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's very unusual.
I actually remember that last time it's kind of snowed a little bit more, because I remember we made snowmen. We threw them at each other, the kids in the yard, but this time it's mostly ice pellets, little bitty small ice pellets, and very slick, very slippery.
All right, so what you think, baby?
I don't even know what to think. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
But we do not call this the wildlife loop. This is just the donkey loop.
So we're so excited because this week we're going to continue our journey up towards Glacier, stopping in Nebraska and South Dakota.
Yes, and we loved South Dakota. We didn't get to spend a lot of time in Nebraska because we were kind of trying to just journey to Glacier to get there by a certain time before they closed it. But we stopped in South Dakota, and then we stayed even longer there than we planned because it was awesome. We had so much fun.
Yeah, and sometimes when you're traveling, that's the beauty of traveling, when you have a plan, but you don't have such a tight schedule that you can't, change things up. Because for us, when we get to a place and we go, we really love this, we want to just explore this a little better, we just do. And that's what we did in South Dakota, and we were really glad because we were able to bring into that part of the trip that we would have completely, I cannot talk right. It's so cold right now. My mouth is not moving.
We're not used to this in South Louisiana. So we decided to stop at Victorian Acres RV Park in Nebraska City for one night as we headed to South Dakota. This RV park has amazing, spacious pull-through sites for big rigs. We could fit our car, our Grand Design, and our truck all in a row, and it was a really pretty, clean, well-kept park. When we got to this park, though, and we began opening up our slides, we realized that we had major problems in our kitchen. The bottom drawer in our kitchen popped out while we traveled, and as we were pulling the slides open, it ripped off the molding on one of the slides, so we had to try to fix that.
It's off a little bit, but it is what it is. There's nothing we can do about it, really, baby. Well, we finally made it to one of the destinations that we have looked forward to for a long time. We've seen them on YouTube, and different people that have journeyed here have told us about it, and we finally made it ourselves. How exciting is this?
We're very excited. We are making our way to Glacier National Park, and so this was on our way and one of our stops that we wanted to make, and we are super excited that we got here, and it's pretty cool.
Absolutely. Let me turn you around here, you can see.
All right, so what you think, baby?
I don't even know what to think. It's beautiful.
So we're sitting here, we're gonna have us some breakfast. It's a pretty cool environment. We had a long night, so we were wanting our breakfast and our coffee.
So as you're saying, we were here having breakfast, and it's awesome. But our night did not turn out like we thought. All of a sudden, we saw lightning off in the distance as we were on the edge of the Badlands. So I went in my truck where I have a weather notification, turned it on, and immediately it gave a big warning and said, get to the interior of the rooms, 60-mile-per-hour gust. And so we immediately began to pack up because there was a storm rolling in, and headed off of the cliff at night, off of that boondocking, the rim, off the rim, and headed into town and slept at a Conoco station with the smell of gas all night. So, We wanted to be on the rim of the Badlands with a nice breeze. Instead, we were in a Conoco station. But you never know what's going to happen when you're boondocking. You got to go with the flow. But look at this. This is awesome.
So this morning we came and we visited Wild Drugs, which is a pretty famous store, and it is very cool.
Yeah, I love it. It has a Western theme all the way through, and so many different shops. It's really a pretty neat, interesting story too.
Yeah, anyway, we really liked it. We got us some donuts to go, and we got us a 5-cent coffee.
5 cents, baby.
And so it's actually pretty good for 5 cents.
It was good for $2.
But anyway, we love it. It's definitely a place to check out.
Yeah, I would encourage you, if you're in this area, this is a must stop. It is touristy, it's a tourist trap, but boy, it's for a reason. Well, you know, you have all your trinkets, you have all
Well,
your
we did get our
stores.
magnets and our lapel pins and our stickers.
Exactly, so they got us. Well, I'm walking over to where the RV is. So they have a special parking area when you come to Wild Drugs for RVs. You can see we parked right over there. I'm gonna get ready to head up to Spearfish, South Dakota. We got a really nice campground. We're staying there. Hey, but before I do that, I need to put air in the tires, and also Nicole's car was showing a low pressure indicator. So we're gonna check her tires too and knock them all out at the same time.
One of Sean's favorite spots we visited was Deadwood. It's a town that's known for its gold rush history, dating all the way back to the 1800s. Because of restrictions right now, they didn't have any of the live shows happening on the street, but it was still really cool. There was a car show. We loved the old time saloons, and we visited the site that's known for where Wild Bill was most likely shot. And so it's a really cool town. We enjoyed our time there. We ate good food, and it's just very historical. So one of the things I got to do while we were in South Dakota was visit an art gallery called Termisphere. It was off the beaten path, kind of down a gravel road. And what I did was I had Googled art galleries in the area, unique things to do and odd things to do, because Sean had some work that he had to do, and I was just going out and exploring by myself. And so I kind of came across this thing by accident, and I had such a good time. There was a nice gentleman in there, and he just kind of shared with me, you know, about all the artwork and all the spheres that was in this gallery. And it was about halfway through our 45-minute conversation that I realized he was the artist. And so he was so passionate about his work, and he took time to explain, you know, how he made things, where some of his concepts came from, and it was really cool. I loved the pieces he had in there. And so I thought I'd share some of the things he shared with me, and just let you kind of see into his gallery. And I highly recommend it. It was a great experience. Buy something of his. The link is below. It was really cool.
It was a large colored piece. This is a reproduction of it, just to get a black and clear. But it's a full 6-point perspective world that is all fits together. But the plants turn into faces.
Oh, wow.
See, like here is a profile.
Yeah.
Ear. Everything's, a whole world's going into his nose, so that's a smell sense.
Oh, that's cool.
This is audio. Everything's going into his ear. Everything's going into his eye. Everything's going into his nose. So that's the 4 senses, and then touch on the bottom, everything goes into the fingertip. And on the top, everything goes into like a spiral into the top of the head.
Wow.
So that's the idea of the 6 senses of man. And
That's
it's using
awesome.
the 6 vanishing points for the 6 senses. So
Yeah.
it kind of jumps across a little bit.
That's amazing. Your work's awesome. I love it. What's your name?
Dick Terminus.
Dick Terminus, and you've been doing this for how many years?
52 years.
52 years.
Yep.
And you pretty much traveled the world, it looks like.
We've done a lot of traveling because I wanted complete environments, to capture complete environments. So this is just for, so you're pointing, you can look at this one. This is St. Denis or Saint Denis in northern Paris.
Wow.
And it has the gargoyles from outside, kind of, they got to come in for a while. But you can see what it looks like from up on top.
Yeah.
So that's what my interest is, in capturing all of the up, down, and all around worlds like that.
Yes, they're beautiful. I feel like I should be sitting with a book right there, sipping tea.
You're right.
Oh my gosh.
Bring your coffee and tea with you, huh?
That's what my backyard should look like.
Yeah.
Like this.
Hey, this is your backyard. We RV full time.
That's right. It's one of my yards.
It's one of your yards.
One day.
Well, we made a stop at one of the most beautiful scenic routes I've been on in a long, long time.
Yes, we took the Spearfish Canyon Scenic bypass through
Yeah, say that
the
5
Black
times.
Hills, and it is just beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
It's worth doing for sure.
Yeah, and there's beautiful little spots to stop, and I'll show you right here. Little picnic spots.
This is by Rough Lake Falls. There's several falls that you kind of pass, and it's just
so as you're
awesome.
driving on the bypass, there'll be a sign that says, what do you call it? Rough?
Rough Lake, I think Rough. I'll put it in the thing.
Yeah, we'll put it in the description. But
we didn't know this one was here, so we just took the little detour and stuff.
yeah, it's unbelievable. A must stop.
The things that's awesome about this little spot is that you have like these little waterfalls that are coming down from the top, and then on the opposite side of the road you have just this beautiful landscape. It's so pretty. And then this handsome man. Big baby.
It's beautiful out here. I didn't even know that it was this nice in the Black Hills. It's gorgeous.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Yeah. The rocks just go straight up, and beautiful trees, tons of pines up here. I'm trying to imagine what is it like in the wintertime when it's just full of snow.
Another place we visited in South Dakota was Crazy Horse Memorial. It's such an inspirational place. Just being there makes you want to dream bigger. It's an amazing story of legacy and just building something for generations to come. So we just finished the Wildlife Loop Road in Custer's State Park, and I didn't even see a squirrel. What were you?
They should rename it Donkey Loop. We saw some donkeys. We saw a couple deer, which was great.
But we've owned a donkey,
and a chipmunk.
So that's not exciting
but
to me.
In fairness, I think you could see where there have been a lot of trails and a lot of droppings of other animals.
Right.
It's a drought right now, so all the water literally on the entire loop was gone.
Well, it looks like a drought. Yeah, there was no water.
No, they're in a drought, and they're in the waters. There's no water, so they're out somewhere drinking. You know, they moved away from those typical spots.
It's our assumption.
Yeah.
But we do not call this the Wildlife Loop. This is just the Donkey Loop.
No. Well, it was beautiful. I mean, you could call it
the
Beauty
land,
Loop
the
or
Beauty
Pretty
Loop,
Loop because
yes.
it was beautiful.
The land is beautiful.
Yeah, it really was.
It really is. Very
It was.
refreshing. We had the windows down. We were breathing in the good air.
Because we couldn't see any animals on the Wildlife Loop, we just focused on how beautiful it was.
Exactly.
So it was really pretty.
Yes. So probably worth doing if you just like that rolling hill, beautiful land. But if you want to see animals, for us, this was a bust.
It was a bust for us.
Yes.
Because we're in beautiful areas, and we've been traveling through beautiful areas, so we were hoping to see some buffalo and things like that, they
Not
said
a
they
donkey.
had. But you know what?
It's all good.
It's all good in the hood.
Hey, Bubba. Hey.
Take back everything we said.
Yeah, because we got to see some buffalo and some prairie dogs.
Now, it wasn't on the loop. It was on the way out going towards
not even
this lake.
Close to the loop.
Oh, here's some. Look here. We've got some deer.
So we're sitting out here just outside of Needles Eye Tunnel, which is a small tunnel that it goes right through the mountain.
Yeah, and it's so pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, there's trees and big old boulders and rocks and mountains. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's one of the most beautiful places. I've just sat and looked at it. It's majestic, honestly. It's just the way the rock formation comes out of the ground with the trees, and it's just,
Yeah.
and then what a gorgeous day. Blue skies, unbelievable.
Unbelievable.